We go if we are going to the one software company, so as a testing engineer or a development engineer, so we are into the testing testing part. So if you go if you are going for the as a testing engineer into the company, so we have to work for the either two ways we have to work. Either we need to work for the project or we need to work for the product. So in the software company, mostly they are going to develop the projects or like products. So product, to understand the product means, so simply I will tell them what is a product. Suppose if you take the Microsoft company, so they are going to develop some of the products. Let us take a Microsoft, like Microsoft Office is there, no? So it is one product. Suppose if you take the VLC media player, so VLC is the one product. And suppose if you want to develop the one like software like antivirus, so in your systems of virus is problem, you are facing the problem with the virus, so that time you will go with the antivirus. So that is also one product. Like if you go for the QTP also, it is also one product. So operating system, if you go for any of the operating system, those all are the products. If you joining as a one software testing engineer, so either we need to test the either we need to test two methods. So either whether it is a project or product. So if it is a product, that means product means, suppose if you take any of the operating systems, that comes under product only. So like mostly Microsoft company, all those like those companies, they are going to develop the products only. But in the real time, like most of the software companies, 90% of the software companies, they are concentrating on the projects. So project means it is a web-based applications. So web-based applications means with the help of the internet only, I can access that projects. Suppose if you take the one ICC banking application, so that will comes under the project. So if you take any operating system, all those things, that will comes under the product. So if you enter into one software like in industry, software company, we need to work for the either project or product. Two things will be there, either project or product. So project means project is also nothing but a like what you can say, project is nothing but a web-based application or internet-based application. So project means it is a web-based application. With the help of the internet only, I can access that application. So I told that with an example that, so we have the ICICI banking application. So any banking application. So if you want login into the any banking application, we have the we need to connect with the internet. So then only it is possible with enter my username and password. Then I can click on into I can sign in. Then I can view my details. So my account details, my personal details. So how much balance I transferred, how much money is there. So those are the banking application. If you go for any of the applications, suppose if you want to take the e-commerce application, so we have so many e-commerce applications available in India. Let us take one Flipkart. So if at all I want to purchase one product, that means I will with the help of the internet only, I can access the Flipkart application. So in that Flipkart application, so I'm going to I will open, then I am going to purchase some products. So it is called the project. So with the help of any internet-based applications, we are going to work with any of the application. Then we are calling as a projects, okay? And products. Products means any of the application we are installing into in our system. So it is individual one. It is an individual entity. So we are using that entities or individual things. So those are called the products. Example for the product is operating systems. Suppose if you take any antivirus software, so those all are Tally application is there. So those all are comes under the products. So it is that I hope so you understand the differences between what is a project and product. In the software company, project definition is, so if you want to develop any of this application, so with the help of the some client will be there. Based on the client requirement only, we are going to develop the particular application. So project is something that is developed based on the particular client requirement and used by the particular customers only. So suppose if you take any of the banking application, so in that it is developed based on the particular client requirement. So if you take any ICICI bank application, so client will be there. Our client is ICICI bank, so they want to develop an application. So that is the project. So based on the particular client requirement only, we are developing the project. So used by that client only. So that client who is having the accounts in the ICICI bank, so those people are only going to use the particular that application. That means it is called the project. Project is nothing but a web-based application or internet-based application. So with the help of the internet So we are calling the application, we are opening the application. That is the reason we are calling it is internet based application or web based application. So it is about the project. So product is something so that is developed based on the particular client specifications and used by the many of the customers. That means, so what if you want to develop any one of the product, first one some people will go to the market, they will analyze the market in the market which, so public facing any problem in the outside, so that means they are going to take the public requirement, they will take the public requirements, so based on the public requirements only, so they are going to develop the one product. So that product will be used by many of the customers. That means operating system is there. So without any, like if you want to work with the, like I want to install in any operating system, that means I can I have to purchase the one operating system, then I have to install in my system, then I can use. So without internet also we can work with our operating system or VLC media player. Tally is an application. So those things will comes under products. So this is the difference between project and product. So if you enter into any of the software industry, so we may work with the project or either product. Okay, we are into software testing, we are into software testing. So in the software testing, first we have the two types of testings. So ways of testing are two types. Just you can observe here, ways of testing are two ways: manual testing and automation testing. So first, if any project will comes to our company, so first they will concentrate on the manual testing. Okay, then after later they are going to they are going to work for the automation testing. If any project comes to immediately company, so immediately they are going to start with manual testing only starting. So after completion of the manual testing, so they are after completion of total project, after manual testing completed, then they are going to concentrate on the automation testing. Okay, so manual testing is a mandatory. So without manual testing we cannot work with the we cannot perform the automation testing. So automation testing is the continuation for the manual testing only. So it is not a replacement for the manual testing. So automation testing is a it is a continuation for the manual testing. It is not a replacement for the manual testing. So manual testing means, so manual testing means with the help of the human interactions only I can perform some actions. So manual testing definition is, so manual testing is a process in which one will be working for the one will be open the application, so with the help of the human interactions only it can work. So that is the manual testing. So it is a process of executing an application. Manual testing means it is a process of executing an application, so with the help of the human interactions. So that is called the manual testing. And automation testing means, so it is also process. It is also a process here. So with the help of some softwares and some tools, we are going to work. So that is the automation testing. So in the automation testing, so manual testing, testing engineer will give the some he will provide some conditions, he will provide some tasks to the one he is trained to the, he will give the guidance to the automation testing. So based on the he is writing the script or he is giving the guidance to the automation testing, based on that we will get some results. It is about the automation testing. So first, whenever when one project is come to our company, so then immediately after development completed, then we will start our testing with the help of the manual testing. In the manual testing, so they are going to write some test cases. So they will take those test cases, they are going to execute. So with the help of the application, they are going to test with the help of the test cases. So they are going to execute, then both are same, expected result and actual results are both are same, then they are going to say it is a pass, otherwise it is a fail. So whenever we are getting some fail or defects, that time again they are going to given to the they are going to send it to the development department. So that means, so it is a process between the development department and the testing department. So it is process continuous till whenever the defects are clear, all the defects are fixed. That means closed, all the defects are closed, then only we can say it is a testing is completed, 100% testing is completed. So it is a software testing means it is a process between the manual testing to the development department to the testing department and testing department to development department. So it is about software testing. So in the software testing we have the two ways of testing. One is the manual testing and the second one is the automation testing. So after completion of manual testing and automation testing, so we have the actually we have the manual testing. So why we are going for automation testing means, in the manual testing some disadvantages are there. some limitations are there. In order to achieve the in order to avoid those limitations, those disadvantages, we are going for the automation testing. So in the automation testing tools also we have some disadvantages. Okay, but whatever the disadvantages there in manual testing, those are we are going to achieve with the help of the automation testing. So in the testing, in the manual testing, we have some advantages. Let us see some advantages of the manual testing. So here manual testing, we are not going to use any tools. So with the help of the human interactions only, we are going to open the application. We are going to write some test cases. So here there is no requirement of the tools. So that is the first advantage. And second advantage is there is no environment initialization. So here automation testing, we have some software, some tools will be there. So here some environment setup will be there, automation testing. But here manual testing, there is an environment setup. Directly you can open so with the help of the URL, we can just open the application, and then you can work with the manual test. You can perform the manual testing. So here there is no environment issues. Okay, directly you can open the application. So third one is that, so it is useful for the short-term project. So whenever our project is shorter, that means it is having the 6 months project or 1 year project. So within 6 months or 1 year project, that means we can say those are short-term projects. For the short-term project, we are performing the only manual testing. So if it is a long-term project, then we are going for the automation testing. So here 6 months or 1 year, that means it is a less span of project is having the less span. So for that reason they are choosing the manual testing. And the fourth one is there is no programming knowledge is required. So here there is no programming knowledge is required. So that means without any knowledge also we can write some test cases. So we'll write the test cases, we'll open the application. So in the test case, after writing the test cases, we are going to perform some test. We are going to perform those test cases into the developed application. So here there is no programming knowledge is required. So we can perform here. Advantage of manual testing, one more thing, it is very important. We can perform the usability testing. So here in the usability means whether application is user friendly or not. So suppose many of the applications are there. So some applications they are somewhat user friendly. So if you take any of the mobile, so previously some Nokia mobiles are there. So in the Nokia mobiles that time, so people are more comfortable with the Nokia mobile. Then after Samsung is launched, there are some Samsung mobiles, and iPhone is launched. Some mobiles, some different smartphones are they launched, and basic mobiles are they launched. But most of the people in the villages also nowadays, they are very comfortable with the Nokia mobiles. Why? Because it is a very user friendly. So user friendly, anyone without knowledge also, without any knowledge also, they can easily they can use those mobiles. So that time Nokia is very user friendly. So we have so many operating systems, like Windows operating system is there, like Mac operating system is there, and Linux operating system is there. So in the Linux, most of the people, 90% of in our world also, most of the people they are going to use only Windows operating system. Why? Because it is very user friendly. So when compared with the Linux operating system, or if you take the Mac operating system, it is very user friendly. So easily anyone can easily open, and anyone can easily shut down the application also. It is very easy. That is the reason it is more popular nowadays. Operating system is mostly they will say only Windows only. So can you tell any of the operating system? That directly they will tell. So okay, Windows, I know Windows. So that means it is very user friendly. So after developing the application also, with the help of the manual testing engineers only, I can only as a testing engineers, we can only see whether it is a usability or not, whether it is user friendly or not. We are going to test. So the usability testing we cannot perform with the help of the automation testing. It is not possible. So because as a human being, this you can observe, okay, whether it is application is having user friendly or not. And last point is GUI testing is possible with the help of the manual testing. GUI testing. GUI means graphical user interface. That means whenever I am opening any of the application, how it is like look and feel of the application. Some application whenever you are open, that means GUI will be good. Some applications they are not maintain some GUI. That means so like front end only. Most of the as a customer, we are going to check whether front end application is good or not. That means whenever I am opening any of the application, whether it is performing in good manner or not, whether it is graphical user interface. That means whether it is provided some graphics. That means whether whenever I open it is by seeing and looking, we can say okay, this application is good. So those are the advantages of manual testing. But we have some disadvantages of manual testing also. So in the manual testing, we have some time consuming. So in order to write some test cases, in order to study some test plan document and test strategy document, so based on that we are going to write some test cases. So that means test cases, while writing the test cases, it will take a lot of time. So not only writing the test cases, after writing the test case also, in order to test the application, it will take a lot of time. Okay, that is one disadvantage of manual testing. And second one is more resources are required. So whenever I want to work with the manual testing, that means I need to write many of the test cases. Those many test cases as a one testing engineer is not possible. So we have the multiple testing engineers are required. So bulk amount of testing engineers are required. So that is the reason. So more resources are required. So here that is one disadvantage. And performance testing is impossible. So here performance testing, that means if you take any of the application, let us take it temporarily Facebook application. So in the Facebook application performance, suppose in the Facebook application worldwide, many of the crores of the customers are using, many of the customers they are regularly using. So if you open any of the Facebook application, so that time how it is going to performance, whenever I am entering my username and password, whenever I'm signing in, so whether it is going to take within fraction of seconds it is going to open or not, I have to check. So if at all I'm giving the username and password, then after 5 minutes only it is going to open. That means no one is going to use that particular application. So suppose we have the Gmail application. In the Gmail application, immediately whenever we are entering some username and password, then immediately it is going to open. So suppose if at all not open within the fraction of seconds, it will take some 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That time no one is using that kind of applications. So okay, performance is also important. That means speed of the applications we are going to test with the help of the manual testing engineer. So we cannot check the performance testing. So in the performance testing, another way also there. That means whenever I am opening any of the Facebook application, so not only it will how much time it is taking to open the application, not only that one. So we need to check, suppose 1 lakh, suppose 10 customers are at a time using Facebook application, how it is responding. Suppose 10,000 people are using Facebook application at a time, how many how it is behaving. So whether it is behaving like previous one, like whenever the 10 is there, how it is behaving. Suppose 1000 is there, how it is behaving. Suppose 1 lakh people are using, that means how it is behaving. Suppose 10 lakhs people are using, how it is behaving. Those things will be, we are going to check with the help of the performance testing. So here performance testing is not possible with the manual testing. And fourth one is the data driven testing. So it is nowadays, so it is very famous, data driven testing. So with the help of the data driven testing is not possible with the help of the manual testing. That means data driven means, so to understand easily, one client is there. Suppose we have on Gmail application. So after developing the Gmail application, our client is like Gmail. So it will give into Gmail is developed with one company. Let us assume that Gmail is developed with one company. So his client requirement is that he will provide some 10,000 usernames and 10,000 passwords. So he will tell that, so can you test with this, can you enter these usernames and these passwords, can you check this application, and after entering username and password, can you check this one whether application is opening or not. So that means if at all 10,000 users are there, usernames and password, so as a manual testing engineer I cannot perform. It is perform, but it will take the 1 month of time. So instead of that, I will write one script. Based on the one script, it is going to perform, it is going to execute within the half an hour. Okay, that is the advantage of automation testing. But that data driven testing is not possible with the manual testing. Data driven means simple, multiple data at a time. I am giving the multiple data as an input. That means it is a data driven testing. And fifth one is less accuracy. Here manual testing, we cannot say after completion of testing also we cannot say 100% testing is possible. That means accuracy we cannot say. Why? Because all are humans. So maybe sometimes we may done mistake. That time it is not we cannot say 100% testing is perfectly. We cannot say 100% testing is possible. So less accuracy when compared with the accuracy, it is not possible. So it is about the advantages and disadvantages of manual testing. So for this some disadvantages of manual testing, then we are going for the automation testing. So in the automation testing, we have some disadvantages and some advantages and some disadvantages also there. First we will see what are the advantages. So first one is it is very fast. So that means whenever I'm writing some script, it is going to within fraction of seconds it is going to execute. That means very fast. It is a one tool, so it is a very fast and reusable. So reusable means, so whenever I am testing the one application with the help of manual testing, so whenever like after completion of one build, that when build is released from the development department, that means some part of the code they are going to release, some part of the code they are going to release it from the development department to testing department. That time, so first they are going to give some 20% of code is developed and they are released into the testing department. So after 1 month they are giving again some 20% is completed. That means now 20% is already completed, that is sent to the testing department. Again they developed another 20%. That means now 20 plus 20, 40% of code is developed and they are, so that means 20% also they will combine, and remaining whatever the latest one developed, that one they are going to make it as a one, like make it as a one software. So they are going to, again they are going to given to the testing department here. So in order to like testing department, again we need to test with the already 20% application they are developed, they are given to us. So within the given 1 month of time we are already tested, but after developing the another 20, that means they are giving 20 plus 20, that means 40% of the application again they are giving to the testing department. That means already 20% is tested, but again we need to test again from the zero onwards, we need to test. So that means sanity and regression testing. In order to perform the sanity testing and the regression testing, so we are going for the automation testing. So advantage of automation testing, whenever in order to perform the sanity testing and regression testing and retesting, that time we are going for the automation testing. So it is reusable, so many times I can every day also we can perform the testing. Okay, it is a reusable and repeatable. That means data driven testing. It is example for the data driven testing. I told that in the manual testing some it is not possible with the data driven testing. Like that means it is practically it is not possible. Practically it is not possible, but here automation testing, data driven testing is possible. That means I'll write the one script for the data driven. So I will take the some data from the Excel sheet, or like the client will provide any of the like Notepad he will provide, or some Microsoft Excel he is going to provide. So anything he will provide, it is not a problem. So with the help of those like input data, I am going to automate the script. That means it is a repeatable and reliable. So here testing tools are very like those are the machines. So those are the automated. Accuracy is more. Here our accuracy is more. If you take any of the companies nowadays, they are using robots. Some machinery things are using. Instead of manual efforts, they are going to use some robots or machinery. So that means here accuracy is more when compared with the human. Accuracy is more. Okay, that means, and fifth, like just you can see the fifth one here, eliminate human mistakes. That means in the we have a human, like if at all I want to calculate this simple solution, 10 into 43 by 66 minus 87 plus 43. After solve this problem, I get some result. Suppose I got some 787. I cannot say it is whether it is correct or wrong. That means maybe sometimes you may do mistake. Sometimes we may done sometimes mistake. But here same thing I will given into the like one calculator. I will take the one application of calculator. I will enter that those many like whatever the given is there, no. So I will enter those values with the help of the like calculator. I'm going to get. So calculator, it will not do any mistakes. Okay, before they are realizing it, they will they will testing. So here we are going to get some accurate result. But as a manual testing engineer, I cannot say this one. By solving this one, I cannot say whether it is correct or wrong. Maybe sometimes it is going to right, sometimes it is going to wrong. I cannot say. So that means we can avoid or eliminate the human mistakes. That are the advantages of automation testing. Okay, and we will see the disadvantages of automation testing. So here in the automation testing disadvantages, so it is not suitable for the short-term project. That means my project, like it is having 6 months project or 1 year project, so it is not possible with the automation testing. I cannot, so it is only 6 months only. Suppose if at all I am automating the total script also, after 6 months or 1 year they are going to close that application. Okay, they are delivering to our client. So that time it is not useful for, like it is, if developed also it is not a use. So not suitable for the short-term project. So whenever we have the like a long-term project, that means it is having the like 5 to 10 years, like above 5 plus years. So then we can that is the recommended to the go to automation testing. Okay, And the second one is all types of testings are not possible with the help of the automation testing. So that means usability testing and GUI testings already I discussed in the manual testing. Okay, here usability testing is not possible with the help of the automation tool. Okay, automation tool, it is not any human. So by seeing the application only I can say it is whether user friendly or not, or application is like the GUI is good or bad. So whether seeing the application I can say okay, this application is good, so it is very user friendly only I can say. So without like same thing like the same thing I cannot perform with the automation testing. And third one is 100% testing is not possible. 100% test automation is not possible. So that means some applications some dynamically going to change. Suppose if you take the any of the Yahoo application, so if you want to open the like Yahoo application, in that Yahoo application, so today some links will be available, some news will be available, tomorrow some news are going to change. So that means it is a dynamic application, that those dynamic applications we cannot perform the automation testing. That means so today it is some requirements, the client requirements are changing, tomorrow some client requirements are changing, so every day it is going to change. That means every day or every week or every monthly it is going to change. That time we cannot, it is not recommended to go for the automation testing. So that time we'll use the only manual testing only. And the fourth one is the one disadvantage, that is a lack of programming language. That means to work with the automation tool we need some basic knowledge. Suppose if you want to work with the QTP, then you need some VB script languages required. So if you want to work with Selenium, so you have to know either Java or like .NET, that means C# or PHP. Those are the programming language. You need to know any of the programming language, then only you can perform the Selenium automation testing. So that means so programming language is required. That is one disadvantages. Okay, and we have seen some like some disadvantage of Selenium here. So here not only that one, so we have some disadvantages in Selenium. So in interview point of view they will concentrate on the some, can you tell me any of the disadvantages of Selenium? So that means we can say Selenium doesn't support for the desktop based applications, so it is also one disadvantages. Okay, so here Selenium cannot support for the desktop based applications, already I told that. So we have the two types of the applications, like we have the two types of application, either it is a project or product. We are developing in the software industry either project or product. So in the product means like with the help of the Selenium we can perform only like Windows based applications, or projects only we can perform. So with the help of Selenium we can achieve only projects, or it is internet based applications or web based applications we can perform, like we can testing the those type of the applications only, projects only we can perform. So but whereas come to the products, in order to test the product with the help of the automation tool like Selenium, it is not possible. Whereas come to QTP, so in the QTP it is going to support for the projects and products. We can we can test anything. So that is the QTP is some licensed, some like it is a some other part, like it is a it is a, like a different tool developed. And if at all you want required, but like if you want some requirement, that time we can use the QTP. So it is some license cost will be there, we need to purchase from the HP website. So it is a like it will have the ownership of the HP people, so that is a HP. And if you want to work with the Selenium, it is a open source tool. Our Selenium is an open source tool, so it can support only for the projects only. So desktop based applications or products it is not going to support. Okay, that is one disadvantage. We can say in interview they will ask to concentrate on the, so they can you tell me any of the disadvantages in the interview, like as experience we can say experienced persons, we can say Selenium does not support for the desktop based applications. And second one is Selenium does not support for the database testing. So here in order to test with the database testing, so we cannot perform 100% database testing is not possible. So from the last 6 months or 1 year onwards, some people they are going to work for the like in Selenium they are performing some database testing, even though it is only 20 to 30% of database in testing only. 100% database testing is not possible with the help of the Selenium. Okay, that is the second disadvantages. And third one is, to work with the Selenium we need some third-party tools and some softwares. So Selenium is not a one tool, so it is a combination of some tools. So whenever our requirement is that time we need to download another some third-party tools we need to download. So we need to download and we need to configure those tools and we need to work with the Selenium. So those are the disadvantages of Selenium. Okay, So here in the automation tools, we have seen the manual testing. So in the ways of testing, we have seen till now we have seen manual testing and automation testing. In the automation testing, again it is divided into two types: functional testing tools and non-functional testing tools. So as a testing engineers means we need to concentrate on the functional testing tools. We are into the functional testing engineers. So functional means we need to concentrate on the client requirements. Requirement is nothing but a client needs. Suppose if you take any of the application, some login page is there. That means some username will be there, some password will be there. Whenever you enter some submit button, it is going to navigate to the next page. That means here we are verifying username after entering username and after entering password. So it is going to navigate to the next page or not. We are going to test here. So that means we are concentrating on the functionality. So functionality is nothing but a client requirements. Client requirement is nothing but a client needs. So in the some application, in any of the applications, some login page is there. So that means as a functional testing engineers, we need to concentrate on the whether it is going to take the username or password, and some conditions will be there. So all the conditions are fulfilled or not, we are going to test. So that means functionality we are testing. So we are into the functional testing engineers. In the functional testing engineers, we have the two types of, like we have different tools are available in the market: QTP and Selenium and RFT. So QTP is available, Selenium is available, RFT is available. So QTP is QTP is belongs to the HP company, and Selenium is open source. It is open source. It is not belong to any of the company. But whereas come to RFT, it is a rational functional testing tester, like rational functional testing. So here in the rational, RFT is belongs to the like Microsoft company. So RFT is one product that will they developed by the Microsoft people. So it is like developed by the Microsoft people. And we have not only these three tools, and we have the different types of tools available, like Silk test will available, and like Windrunner is available. So those all are the functional type of the testing tools. So we are into the functional type of testing. We are into functional testing engineers. So we need to concentrate on like either we need to learn the QTP or Selenium or RFT. So depends upon the company requirements. They are going to, so like we are going to learn those type of the application, those type of the tools. Whereas come to the non-functional testing tools means, so non-functionality means we are going to concentrate on the performance. Already I told. So suppose if you enter any of the, like some 10 people are at a time using Facebook application, how it is behaving. So 100%, like 100 people are using. Suppose 1 lakh people are at a time using the Facebook application, how it is going to perform. And so at a time some 10 lakhs people are using. That time how the performance. So we need to, all those things we are going to check. That means it is done by in the company environment. It is done by non-functional testing engineers. That means we have the non-functional testing tools available in the market. Those are Load Runner, Silk Runner, and Silk Performer and Load Runner. So those type of the like tools are available in the market. Those are the non-functional testing tools. So but we are into the some functional testing tools. We are concentrating on the Selenium here. So in the market nowadays, so it is some competition between the like Selenium and QTP. In the functional testing tools, some good market, like it is some competition between the QTP and Selenium. Nowadays QTP, from the last 3 years back, no one knows what is like Selenium. Only that time QTP is there. QTP is there from the last 18 years in the market, and Selenium is last 3 years. It is very famous. Last 3 to 4 years, it is very famous. From the 2009 or 10, 11 onwards, it is going to very famous in the market. Nowadays, most of the people are using for the Selenium. Why? Because Selenium is an open source. Like I will tell you differences between the, so if you go like in many of the interviews also, they are going to they are going to ask the differences between the QTP and Selenium. Why you learn the Selenium, not QTP? That means, so we have to learn the some differences between the QTP and Selenium. So we are able to tell the differences between the QTP and Selenium. So here, like in the table format, I differentiated some of the differences between the QTP and Selenium. So we are learning the Selenium. So but as a learning in the Selenium, but we need to concentrate on the like QTP also. What are the disadvantages, like advantages in Selenium and the advantage of QTP? So what are the differences between Selenium and QTP? We need to learn. So here in the Selenium, so Selenium is the first advantage. Selenium is an open source. So that means it is not a licensed, but anyone can use. Anyone can download and anyone can use. But whereas in QTP, so it is some expensive. QTP is an expensive tool. That means expensive means we need to purchase. That means license cost will be there. We need to purchase. That means we need to pay some money to the company, we need to purchase. So it is expensive tool. That is the first advantage, like difference. And second difference is, so we can work in Selenium, we can work with different type of browsers. That means we can work with IE, Internet Explorer also we can work, or Firefox also we can work, or Chrome browser also we can work, or Opera also we can work, and Safari also we can work. So in India, most of the mostly we will use the only Chrome. Sometimes we'll open the Internet Explorer. In order to open some government websites, government applications, that time it is possible with the Internet Explorer. So, but in India, most of the people, they are going to use Internet IE and Chrome. Sometimes they are going to Firefox. But whereas in US, if you go for the US, in the US, mostly they are going to use the like Mac operating system. So Mac is in the Mac operating system, inbuilt Safari will be there. Safari is developed by the Apple company. So it is belongs to product of Apple company. So most of the people, they are going to use the Mac operating system. So that time they are going to use in the mostly US countries, they are going to use Safari browsers. But in India, mostly will use a Chrome browser. If you go for any Europe countries, they will not use Safari or Chrome. They will concentrate on the only Opera. So Opera is used by the most Europe countries, they are going to use. That means whenever the application is developed, we need to test with the Internet Explorer or Firefox or Chrome or Opera or Safari. So that means we need to, as a testing engineer, we need to perform all the browsers we need to work. But here, another difference in QTP, so it can support only IE. So if you want to, if you install in your system QTP, then it can support only for Internet Explorer or Chrome. Sometimes it is going to work for the Chrome, or sometimes it is going to work for the 100% Chrome is not supported, and Firefox is 100% not supported. Only 100% Internet Explorer is supported by the QTP. Okay, that is second difference. And third difference is it can support almost all operating systems. In Selenium, it can support all the operating systems. Suppose in my I have installed in my Windows system, Windows operating system, I install Selenium, so I can work. If it is Linux operating system, also I can work. If it is a Mac operating system, also I can work. But whereas QTP can support only for the Windows operating system. Okay, that is the difference between Selenium and QTP. And fourth difference, so it can support different programming language, or Selenium can support different programming languages and scripting languages. Programming languages are Java, C Sharp, and PHP. And scripting languages are Python, Ruby, Perl. Those are the scripting language. But if you know the PHP, you can develop your script by using the PHP. If you know the Java, you can develop the script by the Java. Okay, that is the difference. And if you go for the QTP, it can support only VB script. So VB, it is scripting language VB. That means VB means Visual Basic. It can support only Visual Basic script. And the fifth difference is it can occupy less resources. Our Selenium can occupy so less than 500. Suppose our total tool it is having more than 400 500 MB. So it will occupy very system resource. That means memory size, it will occupy very less memory. That means less than 500 MB it can occupy. But whereas in QTP it can occupy more resources. That means in order to install the QTP, it will take nearly 1.5 GB. So that means it will occupy more resources from it is occupy more memory size. And sixth one is last one, it is a final one. So performance is very speed, when compared with the performance, Selenium is very fast. Performance wise, Selenium is very fast. When compared with QTP, Selenium is very fast. QTP is also very fast, but it is depends upon the application. So application depends upon the application size, and depend upon the application size and different memory. So those things will be there. Some GUI, graphical user interface, that time. So it will depends upon the application only. It is going to perform. It is also very speed, but when compared with the Selenium, so Selenium is very fast. Okay, that is the difference between QTP and Selenium. So here's the disadvantage of Selenium. Okay. If we need to understand the differences between automation test lifecycle and software test lifecycle. So software test lifecycle will comes under manual testing, and automation test lifecycle comes under the automation testing. Okay, in the manual testing we have one process, but whereas in the automation we have the another process. That means software, in the manual testing we will follow the software test lifecycle. So those are the phases. Just you can observe software test lifecycle. We have the different phases. First, test plan, test analysis, test design, and test environment, and test execution, and defect reporting, and test closure. So those are the different phases in the software test lifecycle. So whereas our automation test lifecycle, we have the different phases. That means test plan, test analysis will be there, test environment, and generating test script, debugging, and test execution, analyzing this result, and defect reporting. It is having a different process. Our manual testing also different process. So in the different manner we are going to follow different process. So later we will discuss like what is the differences between the automation test lifecycle and the software test lifecycle. Okay. So here like introduction for the Selenium. So Selenium is not a one tool. So Selenium is a test automated tool. So that means it is a combination of some different tools. So that means we cannot perform the with the help of the Selenium we cannot perform the one type of the testing. So with the help of the some different components only we can achieve the testing. 100% testing you can achieve with the help of the different components. That means Selenium can have like different components. First one is the Selenium IDE and Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. So in order to perform the in the manual testing, we will perform the sanity testing or retesting, regression testing, exhaustive testing, positive testing, negative testing, monkey testing. So different types of testings are there. So with the help of the manual testing, we can perform all the testing. But whereas come to in Selenium, so in order to perform some type of the testing, we are going to use one tool. So in order to perform another different type of testing, we are going to use one type of the tool. So here Selenium ID is there. So Selenium ID, in order to perform the sanity testing or smoke testing. Some companies they will call the sanity, or some companies they will call the smoke testing. That means in order to perform the basic functionalities, whenever the build is released from the development department to testing department, that time so our test lead or test manager they are going to test. That means application is whenever I am entering some URL, application is going to open or not, or it is navigating to one page to another page or not. We are going to test. So we are going to test. That means basic functionalities are working fine or not. If suppose basic functionalities are working, they are not working fine means, so they are sent back to the development department. Suppose one URL is there. Whenever I am entering some URL, suppose if you take some google.com, whenever I am entering www.google.com, so that time Google home page should be displayed. So whenever I am opening that one Google home page, so it is not opening. That means that is smoke or standard testing. So in the real time they are going to our test lead or test manager they are going to test. As soon as the project is released from the development department to testing department, our test lead or test manager they are going to perform the sanity testing. So based on the sanity testing only they will accept. Okay, it is for in order to find the detailed testing, perform the detailed testing, so sanity testing will be performed. So okay, it is about the sanity testing. And the Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium RC is the older version. Selenium RC is 4 years, 5 years back they are going to use from the last 4 years, 4 years on before 4 years they are going to use RC. But now latest version is Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium RC is it is outdated technology. It is outdated technology. No one is using this Selenium RC in any companies. Only one or few 99% of companies they are going to use only WebDriver. It is the latest version come from the Selenium people. And Selenium RC no one is using, but in our session we are going to discuss Selenium ID, Selenium WebDriver, and some concepts of the Selenium Grid also I am going to cover. So it is the Selenium. Okay, in order to perform the sanity testing and smoke testing, we are going to use the Selenium IDE. And to work with the in order to perform the functional type of testing, that means positive testing, negative testing, retesting, regression testing, monkey testing, exhaustive testing. So those type of testing, Hadoop testing. So those type of testings we can achieve with the help of the WebDriver. So here Selenium Grid is there. So that is a compatibility. In order to perform the compatibility testing, that means so with the help of the Selenium WebDriver, I want to open the application with the different browsers and a different operating system. So that means it is not possible with the Selenium WebDriver. But whereas come to Grid, so I have the multiple in my one. I have the different operating systems. I have the different systems in my one system. It is installed Windows operating system. In one system it is installed Linux operating system, and in one system it is installed Mac operating system. So that means whenever I am executing the application, so I am giving the command I will give the some I'll write the script. So based on the script, parallelly it is going to execute different operating systems. Same application, it is going to run in the different operating system and different browsers. So that time, so as a automation testing engineers, it is not possible. It will take more time. So that time we are going for the grid concepts. Okay, it is some advanced concepts in companies also, but mostly 70 to 80% companies companies are we need to concentrate WebDriver only. So we can perform 70 to 80% of testing with the help of WebDriver only, and with the help of the IDE we can perform 5 to 10% of testing, and with the help of some grid concepts we are going to perform some 10 to 20% of the testing we can perform. So after combining all the testing, we can say it is a 100% testing. So 100% testings are possible with the help of Selenium.